Hi everyone, it's Shilpa here with another design team project for Tresors Deluxe, and this time I'm going to share with you all a wall hanging that I've made, and it's come out so beautiful. So before I show you my project, I want to show you some of the laces and the gorgeous goodies that I've used from Tresors. As always, the links are going to be posted below for you guys, so you can just go and click and check out the Tresors Deluxe website as well as Tresors Deluxe on Etsy, and I'll also have the Facebook page link below for you. So I'm just going to move my sign out of the way, and I'm going to zoom out and show you guys some of the yummy laces that I've used. So I had, as I said, a lot of fun creating this wall hanging because I used a lot of the laces, and I have chopped into quite a few of them so you can see how versatile they are. So the first one I used is this beautiful one here, and this is so gorgeous, very soft, and I just love the ornate look to this. So I've used this lace. I've also used one section of this, should I say, and there isn't much left, so I'll put it like this and show you guys. I'll zoom in a bit. So these are really nice wide laces that I've used, and this one again looks very vintage and it's very soft, so I've used that one. I've also chopped into this particular one here, and you can see where I've cut into it. So I've taken sections of the flowers as well as this loop bit, and I've also used this trim here on the top, so I've just cut this apart. And so I've used this lace 3 different ways, and I've also used a part of this lace which I've cut up at the bottom here, so I've used the bottom bit here. And I've also used some Tresors Luxe bling, so I've used bling from this large piece here, and you can get quite a lot of different varieties of bling from Tresors Luxe, so just go and check out the stores. Okie dokie, so I'll show you my project, and it is pretty big. In fact, I'm going to measure it as well, and I don't think I'll get it all in frame, but I'll put it down and you guys can have a look. And I've also added the hanger. So this is what my wall hanging looks like, and I'll zoom out so you can kind of see. I'll leave it like this, and then I'll zoom in when I need to. So it is pretty large. It measures about 12.5 inches by 8 inches, so it's pretty big, and that's not including the hanger bit that I've added at the top there. So you can see I've put in this distressed hanger which I got a while ago, and they were on these mannequins, so I've used that, and that is my wall hanging. So I've gone for like a vintage kind of a style, and I've gone for loads of layers. So I started off with some wadding, and the base of this whole thing is a vintage what do you call it, a vintage it's like a it's like a chair back. It's like one of those vintage chair bags. So what I did, I folded it up to create this pocket at the back. So I folded it back, and you can see there's a pocket going on in the back there. So I like adding these touches to my wall hanging, so you can put in pictures or any sort of memorabilia, even flowers or bits of lace you can hang off the back. So that's what I've done to the back, and then I folded it back to create the main base, and you can see some of that lace hanging down off the back. So back to the front, and I'll start at the top, and I'll work my way down. So I've used this image here of this vintage lady, and I decided to make it quite shabby around the edges. So behind this picture I've used some old tattered lace pieces as well as some doilies, and it's given me this like a shabby effect. So when it hangs down, these bits kind of just fall down the sides, which makes it look really rustic and, you know, handmade. So that's what I've done down the back. Then this piece here, which I've overlapped on top of the photo, is that large lace, and I've gone down with that one vertically instead of using the lace horizontally, and I think it looks really nice with these ornate patterns on the edge. So that's that bit. And then around the photo here, I left this lace white because I wanted to stand out in front of, can't really see, I'm going to zoom in. So you can see around the photo, the edges, what I did, I just went round with that lace and it gave it that pretty effect. So because it's white, you can actually see it more on top of all that tea-dyed and cream lace going round. Over here, my flower I've made using some cotton fabric and also a few of these. So I've used a couple of these flowers cut out from this particular lace and I've just overlapped it just to give me some dimension, and then I've added this metal piece here, and it's a flower shape, and I've distressed it slightly to give it a shabby kind of a look. I'll show you like this. So that's what I've done to the flower, and I've created loads of layers, and I've added a tiny bling in the middle there. These are Prima flowers. Again, I've gessoed on top, and I've also added a few tiny acrylic flowers here and there. Up over the flower, you can see this huge spray, and I love the colour of this. It's like bronze and brown, and it went really nice with the image. And this is a Prima vine which I've used here, and again I've gessoed in places to give it this shabby look. And then with my bling pieces from Tresors Luxe, I've tucked it behind some of the flowers to make them look like leaves, and it's come out really pretty. So there's a larger section here and a smaller piece here. And I'm going to zoom in slightly to show you guys what I've done here. So that's what I've done with the Prima flowers, the acrylic flowers and the bling. And over here I've just got this fabric flower tucked behind one of the Prima flowers. Here I've just got these little pieces of cutouts, and these are just like chipboard and just a special friend, which I thought was a nice touch. And over here on the right hand side, you can see I've layered these sections to make it look like a separate trim. So what I've done with this trim there is I've cut out this section here and overlapped them a few times, 3 times in fact, and it made it look like a completely different lace. And then that is the top bit, which I've flipped and put it going upwards instead of going downwards. So it's come out really pretty. And then you can see this is the large lace that I've used on the back to give it this dangle at the bottom. So I think that's it. I think I've covered most of what's going on this beautiful, beautiful wall hanging. As I said, it has come out stunning, and it looks much better hanging than it does laying flat, like so. Actually try and hang it up, and you can see there's a lot of dimension, and it's got a lot of movement with all these lace bits, and also some sparkle with the bling. Okay, so I'm just going to put it down here for you guys. So that is my DT project for today for Tresors Deluxe. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And you can see the laces are just so versatile. You know, you can chop into them, you can use them different ways, use them flat, use them to make flowers. There's just so many different things you can do. So that's it for now, guys, and please check out the links below to Tresors Deluxe, and I'll see you again very soon with another DT project. Take care, bye.